This video is on translating. Okay, now the first thing you need to know is you have a lot of notes on this topic right here in your notebook, okay? And those notes are on page 10 through 13, okay? So feel free to reference those. But here, I'm just gonna do kind of like a quick summary of the main points that might be helpful to review a little bit. Okay, so first, let's talk about some of the words we might see here. So we have words for addition, words for subtraction, words for multiplication, and words for division. So here are some of the words that you're going to need to know. If you see the word sum, that means addition. If you want to increase a number, addition. Okay, if you want 5 more than a number, we're adding 5, that's addition. Okay, if you see the word difference, that's subtraction. Okay, or decrease, if we're going to decrease a number by 5, that's subtracting 5. If we want 5 less than a number, we're subtracting 5. Or 5 subtracted from a number, that's subtracting. Okay, multiplication, you see product. And the other thing you might see like twice a number. That would be multiplying by 2, right? Twice a number would be 2 times x. Okay, and then let's move this over just a little bit so we're not so crowded. Division, the word you'll see is quotient. All right. So the tricky one is subtraction. Okay, and here's why. Because order matters. Okay, order matters in division too, but that one's kind of simple. It's like quotient of a number and 5 is x over 5. Quotient of 5 and a number is 5 over x. Like it just kind of goes in the order that it says. But let's talk about order and subtraction really quick because these are different. Okay, subtraction, order matters. So these are two different values, and so x minus 5 could be the difference of x and 5. Right, that will get you x minus 5. Okay, sorry, I have a lot of shadows on this one. Okay, it could also be x decreased by 5, a number decreased by 5, right? I'm taking away 5 from a number, so that would be x minus 5. Now, watch this, 5 less than x, that's this. Because that's saying I'm taking a number x and then I'm taking 5 away from it. I want 5 less than that. Same with this, 5 subtracted from a number. Okay, notice here, like the order kind of switches, right? The x comes first and the 5 comes second, even though in the sentence it doesn't, or in the phrase it doesn't. Okay, because here I'm starting with a number, x, and I'm taking 5 away, I'm subtracting 5, or I'm taking 5 less than that number. Now on the flip side, and let's just move this a little farther away again so we're not confused. Here's 5 minus x, right? Notice all I've done is change the order. So this would be the difference of 5 and x, right? We'll get you this. Or 5 decreased by some number. Okay, or some number less than 5, right? So I'm starting with the number 5 and then I'm taking away some number. And notice again that these two phrases, the order is kind of the same, right? Like here the 5 comes first and the x comes second, 5 comes first, x comes second, 5 comes first, x comes second. But here the order switches, right? Same here. Okay, so just be aware, these two, the order kind of stays the same, and here, the order sort of switches on these two. You sort of switch the order. Okay, so that's just something to be aware of with subtraction. Let's just try a couple quick examples to practice this. So what would be the product of a number and 3? Product of a number and 3. Well, we can see, okay, product means multiplication. So the product of a number and 3 would be 3 times a number, or a number times 3. And how do you write a number times 3 in algebra? 3x. Okay, you just write 3 times this mystery number. That's another one. The sum of 4 and the quotient, we got 2 words in here, of x and 6. Okay, what is this one? Okay, here's the thing. See this sum? What am I adding? Well, the 2 things I'm adding here, let's use a box for sum. What are the things I'm adding? Well, the first thing I'm adding, I'm going to add 2 things, and the first thing is a 4. I'm going to add the sum of 4, and then this is the second thing I'm adding. So I know it's going to be sum, right? And what is it going to be? It's going to be 4 plus something. And the something is the quotient, okay, now quotient means division, the quotient of a number and x. The quotient of a number and 6, of x and 6. So quotient means division. So here's the quotient of a number and 6, and it's the sum of that guy and 4. This would be the answer here. 3 subtracted from the product of 2 and a number. Okay, so 3 subtracted from. I'll start with this guy. We got to be careful, because remember when I have 5 subtracted from something? See, it was that something minus 5, right? So I'm going to take something, some mystery, and I'm going to subtract 3 from it. But this, whatever I'm subtracting 3 from, goes here, goes first, right, before the 3, because I'm taking 3 away from it. Now, what is that mystery something? It's the product of 2 and a number. Well, the product means multiply, and I'm multiplying 2 times a number, so that's 2x. Okay, so this would be 2x minus 3. Last one. Twice a number. What is that? Twice a number means 2 times the number. You get 2x here. Okay, now there's one more thing that you might see on this topic, and that is that I might ask you to translate an equation. Now, what's the difference between an equation? Well, an equation has an equal sign. Okay. So what words could mean equals? Is equal to, is equivalent to, is the same as. These all mean equal. Okay, all these words, they mean equal. So let's just do one example, and then you're going to be done. Do a nice long one so you can see it all put together. 5 less than the quotient of a number and 3 is equal to the product of 5 and the number. Oh boy, it's a long one. We're going to tackle it little by little. Right away, I see is equal to, and I'm thinking, okay, that's an equal sign. Now, let's start on one side of the equal sign. So I'm going to start before is equal to. 5 less than, okay, now 5 less than, remember if I have 5 less than x, that's x minus 5. So if I have 5 less than something, I'm going to subtract 5 from something. I'm going to subtract 5 from something. And what's that something? So this is 5 less than, I got that. The something that I'm going to subtract it from is the quotient of a number and 3. Quotient means divide, of a number and 3. So I have the quotient of a number and 3, and I'm subtracting 5. And it's equal to product, okay, now I'm multiplying, product of 5 and the number. So product of 5 and a number is a number times 5. Okay, and I just had to break it down and do it piece by piece.